Welcome back. Let's talk about the Aberdeen Hoquiam area because there's 26,000 people that live in those two little towns, and it might be important to them, and it could be important to you as well. And just because it smells like Team Spirit, there's a lot going on in those sawmill towns. So let's get into it right now, and I really appreciate you guys for joining me. Now, I'm going to be referring to both Aberdeen and Hoquiam in this actual review today because there's two distinct cities. Two distinct towns. One is Aberdeen and the other one's Hoquiam. They do get mixed up a lot. They're kind of synopsis to each other because they are neighboring, but they are independent of each other. There's 9,000 people that live in the Hoquiam area, and there's 17,000 people that live in the Aberdeen area. And you may not know this, but Kurt Cobain is also from Aberdeen, and I grew up in the Olympia area. And just, for general, informative things, I've listened to a lot of Nirvana on the radio in this Seattle radio market. It's literally one in five songs I can just hear in any given moment, and I listen to a lot of it. There's also the Doobie Brothers. Patrick Simmons was born in Aberdeen, so I just kind of want to point that out just as a quick little note. So I'm trying to make this a little more interactive than just me going over all of our sales data. But there was 97 homes available for sale inside the Aberdeen and Hoquiam area as of, literally 20 minutes ago when I pulled this information. And what it came out to on a price per square foot average, what they were asking is $192 average price per square foot. That's how we have an idea of the size of the house versus how much we're paying for it. Also, the average home being on the market, what it looked like was a $315,000 house, actually $316,000 house, 62 days on market, 3 beds, 1.5 bath, and 1810 square feet. And also, just as a point of reference on this, these homes are also older, usually in the 40s to 50s, and there is a bit of work that's going to be needed on a lot of these homes. Now, the available homes that were actually sold, okay, let's compare this July versus last July. Last July, the homes actually sold inside of the Aberdeen Hoquiam area. There was 38 homes that completed in sale in that 31-day period. The average cost per square foot came out to $187, and the square footage actually was a little bit lower. But I want to get into this year because this year it didn't slow down as much because, again, this is a more affordable area, especially if you live in Olympia and you live in the outskirts of the Grace Harbor County area. But the price per square foot this July was $172 per square foot. And then when I compared the two sizes together of the houses, I came up with an aggregate of a price per of the average sold price last year versus this year, and I was able to compare it for you. So last year's July purchase price average came out to $337,000. This year, it comes out to $310,000. So that means it's a $27,000 decrease, which is about 8%. At the same time, there was about an 8% decrease in sales, but again, our numbers are lower because we only had 38 to 35 this year. So what the house looked like, though, was about 1,800 square feet. Again, 3 beds and 1.5 baths. But I also did a comparison on the mortgages for you because I haven't talked to them about this in a little bit, but you need to go on to google.com. You could Google what's the average mortgage rate right now. You're going to get a lot of teaser rates, but I want to give you an idea of what is actually out there right now. Right now, if you were just to do a regular conventional loan at a 30-year mortgage with an average interest rate, you're going to be getting an 8% interest rate right now on average. And I took the purchase price at just 5% on this. Everybody's financial situation is completely different. I want to just, again, state that. And I'm not a mortgage officer, so these are not a full inclusive of everyone's situation or an advertisement. But you need to know how to actually find the mortgage rates out there and to have a general idea of what your monthly payment's going to be. Because the monthly payment on this is $2,176. So I also want to compare that to the rent in this area. If you were to turn around and rent this out, it's actually going to come out a little bit different. And the rent in this area is about $3,100. So this is interesting because the rent in the area is actually more than the mortgage in the area. So this is actually a good thing because if you were to lose your job and you need to rent out this house, you're going to be able to get your mortgage covered. But at the same time, here's the biggest problem with this. I only found 4 houses in the Aberdeen Hoquiam area that use the MLS for rental in the last 180 days. So my numbers are a little bit skewed because of that. But at the same time, a lot of the private rents are not in the MLS, so I wasn't able to get down to the brass tacks on that. So I just wanted to point this out to everyone because, again, the market's completely different and you have to know exactly what you're working with. So on the rent side, yes, you could ask for a higher rent, but at the same time, more than likely you're not going to get it in this area. Just because specifically anyone that's going to be renting out that house has already bought that house because that's just how it is. I also want to say thank you to my friends, family, and colleagues that are watching these channels. I really appreciate you guys, and at the same time, it was a pleasure working with you as always, and I hope you have a fantastic day.